Today's video is sponsored by W and viewers like you. Use promo code INF10 for 10% off your order. Thank you very much. Hello everyone and welcome back. It's your boy Isaac and welcome to more Harry Potter. Yes, I'm playing a lot of this and we will get back to Dead Space, don't worry. But we're getting a lot of traffic from this. A lot of people are loving it. I personally enjoy Harry Potter. I know there's a lot of controversy around it lately, but I don't let that kind of stuff bother me. But yeah, I hope everyone is having an awesome day. My name's Isaac. For those of you guys who are not aware, welcome to Isaac and Friends. We're always making new content. Tomorrow, which by the time this comes out, it will be Monday. Tomorrow, we'll have Tuesdays with Trevlowski, our good buddy Trey. He's always on here every Tuesday playing games. Real fun guy. I think you guys should check him out.
Resource indeed, your field guide. I'm most pleased to be included.
You should try checking him out at his own channel.
Revelio.
Trevlowski. So hey.
Special knack! It's tormenting Professor Black! Nice and warm!
Hey! Ravenclaw. Raid Hall. But, so yeah. I'm probably gonna try. So I did go at one point try to do daily uploads. I might try to go back into doing that again. Mostly because I just don't have anything else to do. Mainly because, you know, outside of work, this is about it. And I do want to eventually try to make this a full-time profession kind of thing. Despite
Reparo.
what I can only guess to be YouTube's best efforts to prevent that from a lot of content creator lately. So I was going to try and do this as a separate video, but you know,
Lumos.
I know that there's a lot of just empty space in my videos that might not, you know, appeal to some people. So maybe some idle chatter, a little bit of talk might help alleviate a little bit of that. Now, of course, I'm not saying this as oh well with me, I'm not getting like no, it's not that. It's just an observation, just really from looking at how a lot of content creators, both big and small, are having so much trouble. And personally, being somebody that grew up with business and grew up and understanding a lot about it, it's also a topic I like to talk a lot about. And surprisingly, a buddy of mine and I were having something of the same.
All my gobstones back. I'm ready to take on all challenges, if I can find any.
But you know, it's something that we were talking about, and we were talking about how it seems that a lot of businessmen and women have a hard time trying to run these companies these days. And something we thought of was that perhaps one of the biggest problems, especially with YouTube, is that for several hundred years, you could usually take the same market ideology from something like pharmacy, and it would still work for anything else. And the problem is, however, is unfortunately that's not the case, especially with video game industry. And the reason I say that is the video game industry is so new and so different that a lot of the times these same business guys that are used to running a pharmaceutical company think they're giving us what we want, and then it turns out, no, you're not. Because we immediately go, this is garbage, this is trash. And if you're wondering, how does this roll with YouTube? Well, personally, I'd say that one of our biggest problems on YouTube, ultimately,
Revelio.
is that Susan Wojcicki seems to be trying to run YouTube like it's an advertising firm. In the way that she's running things, in the way that she's trying to get everything to work. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. I'm sure she is very qualified in that field, but YouTube is not an advertising firm. It doesn't work that way. And the reason why I say this is
Revelio.
one of the biggest problems I think that YouTubers may be having is that perhaps the reason why so many YouTubers are coming under attack, why so many YouTubers are having such a problem with YouTube, is maybe along the lines that perhaps because Susan is trying to run YouTube as an advertising agency, that she sees us not as partners, but as competitors. And the reason why I would say this is, look at almost every single YouTube channel, including this one. I have a sponsor where I do ads and stuff on my channel for Dubby Energy. That's money that Susan could be getting from Dubby Energy to do herself. It also makes a lot of sense as to why a lot of these companies are allowed to essentially create ads that otherwise content creators would not be allowed to ever run. Such as this deceptive game ads that we're constantly seeing, the constant flow of just... It's hard to describe, just the constant flow of advertising bias and the like towards bigger companies.
I was, yes. Thought perhaps a fellow Hufflepuff might have the perseverance to join me in a bit of an adventure.
Ooh, side
Following a
twist.
treasure map, to be precise. Slight respite from battling the odd troll, I should think. Asked Poppy if she'd be interested as well, but couldn't drag her away from her puff skein. I found 2 maps lying about, both leading to locations around Hogwarts. Care to have a look at one?
Sounds intriguing.
Following a Hogwarts treasure map. Count me in.
Wonderful. Hogwarts fascinates me. You can keep whatever treasure lies at the end of your map. I'll be satisfied just knowing where it leads.
Sure.
Very well. I shall take a look if I can find the time.
Fair enough. Meet me back here if you find anything.
Oh? I think I know where we're going. I think. So if we're doing this, we need to go find that rhino skull.
Travel broad.
Which is... What the... Huh? Right. First landmark is gonna be down here, I thinks. Methinks, it's down, it's down. Methinks it be down. But, it does make a lot of sense because corporate channels are more willing to buy advertisements than your independents. Like, Markiplier and Jacksepticeye make really good content, people really love their content, but they're not exactly going around buying ads to run on their channels.
Ah, a rhinoceros skeleton. I'm on the right track.
So...
There's the fountain. I'm getting closer.
The Daedalian keys are back. Aren't they brilliant?
This stairwell looks promising. This looks like the portrait from the website. And where's the treasure? There was a doorway hidden within the portrait. I wonder what came of Arthur's search.
But it's pretty obvious to me, at least, that I think what we're really dealing with is Susan is seeing YouTubers as competition.
The Daedalian keys are back. Aren't they?
Is everything all right?
Yes. I'm sorry. I'm
Hello.
Nelly, by the way. I'm just so excited that the Daedalian keys are back.
The what keys?
The Daedalian keys. Surely you've seen them flying about. Rumour is that a former headmistress, Professor Moll, conjured them to protect the contents of certain locked cabinets years ago. Professor Black couldn't be bothered to disenchant the keys, and they appear every few years. You should try to catch one.
Why would I do that?
Each key will lead you to a locked cabinet somewhere in the castle. If you can manage to get the key into the cabinet lock, not an easy task, you may find a reward.
Perhaps I'll give it a go.
I hope you do. In fact, I think I heard one of the keys in the astronomy tower. You should listen for them. I hope you follow a few keys at least. If you manage to open a cabinet, I'd love to know what you find, if anything.
Neat. But, to continue this theory, basically I think what it's also doing is that would also explain the incoherent response of just why is it so hard to get rid of us, essentially, because it does feel like YouTube is trying to get rid of content creators because they keep making things more and more difficult to make content for the platform.
Nice to see you, my young friend.
And that would make sense if they were considering us to be some form of competition or another, where they don't want us making ads for companies taking away money from them. They don't want us doing all this stuff, but at the same time, because the way YouTube works, without content creators to make content that they can then sell ads on, they're kind of in a little bit of a rut. So it does make sense as to why then we would have this sensation of being slightly tolerated as opposed to...
A Daedalian key. I wonder where it might lead me.
You can't imagine how inconvenient travel was before I invented it.
Hello.
There's the cabinet. How do I get this key in there?
Do we have to try and bullseye? So, do I have to try and bullseye this thing on the lock? Is that what I'm getting?
Got it.
Gotcha, you little bastard. A hoofle-poof.
Coin. Perhaps Nelly knows what it means.
Professor? But,
Handy resource indeed, your field guide.
yeah, that would make sense as to why they're just constantly giving us shit for, pardon my language, but constantly making it difficult to be content creators on the platform. But again, YouTube doesn't function like that. If anything, YouTube should function more like a network, because that's kind of what we're doing. You have essentially independent
Were you
studios,
able to follow one
i.e.
of the Daedalian keys?
Hello,
content
Nelly.
creators
I
making
managed to
content.
get the Daedalian key into its lock.
Brilliant! What did you find in the cabinet?
A curious token of some sort.
Looks like some sort of house token. I bet it unlocks house chests. I call them house chests. I've seen the one in Gryffindor and heard they're also in the other common rooms as well. Keep an eye out.
Cool.
I do hope you continue on. For so much effort, the prize must be something grand.
How was she?
I should see this through and find the Hufflepuff house chest.
But anyway, like I was saying, YouTube really should be more akin to a network. In the sense that content creators are making content to be put on the network just like a studio does. And then from there, you can sell or do ads on the videos, which is what YouTube already does to an extent. But this would also mean that, literally, for us to be considered partners, Susan would have to start really working with us, not against us. And that would mean, like, trying to actually listen to content
What are you
creators
up to
more
now?
often than not. And actually supporting them a bit more. And what I mean by that is, consider we have some of our largest content creators on the platform that are almost always under attack by something, whether it's internally at YouTube or by competitive businesses that want to see
Seems I'll need to find more house tokens if I'm to open
YouTube
this.
taken down.
Quite a few by the look of it.
But I would say, personally, that the biggest issue at hand really should be to kind of
How
lighten
nice
up
to
on
see you,
this
my young
censorship on these channels, especially considering that people come to these channels for specific kind of content, and so when you take that away, not only do you make it to where the content creators don't want to create content for you, which ultimately would hurt YouTube, especially when you start getting viable competitors like what Twitter is threatening to be. In fact, it's very much going to pretty much be that soon enough. With Musk finally making it profitable, he's already started on creating content, making it to where creators on Twitter can share ad revenue, much like YouTube. Granted, you have to be a part of Twitter Blue. And that's going to be a problem for YouTube, because again, like I said, YouTube really should be more run like it's a studio. And if all of it's, or more like a network, And if all of its popular shows, one of the problems that can happen to a network is if all the popular shows leave for another network, people will stop watching that network.
I mean to ask you, you wouldn't have an...
Find anything yet?
Hello, Arthur. Thought you might like to know that my map led to a doorway hidden within a portrait.
Oh, how clever! Mine led to the boathouse. Barely found the treasure before I saw the headmaster coming. He shooed me out of there, but not before I got a few galleons richer. What did you find?
I found what I believe is an authentic historian's uniform.
Oh, that's lucky. Seems as though we both had success. Glad I enlisted you to join me. Well, on to the next Hogwarts mystery. Wonder if a quick rummage round Weasley's office might yield anything interesting.
But, that right there, I would assume, is pretty much a good reason as to why we're having so much trouble. Because once you realize, once you start looking at it from the perspective of maybe YouTube is looking at content creators as competitors as opposed to business partners, that may be indeed why there's so much problems and why it's so hard just to be a content creator.
Professor, I'm glad to see you.
And I you. Thank Merlin you're in one piece.
What is wrong with the
I heard
shadows
about
on
the
your
attack.
face, mate?
Trolls in Hogsmeade?
Sir, the trolls were wearing armor. It had that dark glow like the dragon collar.
Goblin silver. Ranrock used it to control the dragon. But how? And why send trolls to...
They were there because of me. I overheard Ranrock talking with Victor Rookwood.
Ranrock was in Hogsmeade with Rookwood.
The trolls were Ranrock's distraction so that Rookwood could get to me. And he would have, had Sirona and the patrons at the Three Broomsticks not intervened.
This is grave news indeed. If Ranrock's goblins and dark
Helpful
wizards are
tavern
after you,
owners.
they want what we found in that vault.
You think? Just a little bit?
Speaking of the vault, do you think that Ranrock is working with any of the goblins at Gringotts?
I do not. Gringotts goblins aren't typically the friendliest of beings, but they have a great deal of integrity. No, I dare say after what happened to that poor banker, the goblins at Gringotts are no followers of Ranrock.
They're after the locket. You said you discovered something in it.
Yes, yes. I discovered an inscription. When I read it aloud, this map appeared. Clever enchantment. It's a map of Hogwarts, to be sure, but I do not
It's a
know
Marauder's
where it
map.
leads.
It leads to the library. A restricted section, to be precise. A bit beyond. I see traces of magic there on the map.
I suspected you would see something.
Shall we go?
I appreciate your enthusiasm, and I'm eager to
What the
discover
hell
what
is
we
happening in
find
your
there
face?
as
Seriously.
Well, but if our experience at Gringotts, let alone what happened to Miriam, taught me anything, it's that the path we're on is terribly dangerous. I'd like you to work with Professor Hecat a bit before we continue.
But sir, how dangerous could the library be? Perhaps we're only after a book.
Perhaps we are only after a book, but we should be prepared for anything.
Better
Once you've
prepared
honed
than
your
sorry.
defensive magic further, come and see me. I'll let Professor Hecat know to expect you.
Lumos. Revelio.
Nothing here. Alright. Professor Hecat. I actually find it funny that Professor Hecat is the Defense Against the Dark Arts teacher. Also, maybe it's just me, but I think Professor Hecat might be also a homage to Hecate. For those of you not familiar, Hecate is the Greek goddess of magic.
Revelio.
No, I'm not going to lecture you on ancient religions. Not to be fair, I'm also not a proponent of Greek deities. I don't really work with any of them, so I cannot say that I would be of any real resource there. The deities I work with, being a heathen, are almost exclusively Egyptian. So
I should like to retire to a small hamlet.
there's nothing against the Greek gods. It's, the Egyptian ones are the only ones that call to me. So, yeah, it is what it is. Yeah, which is one of the things when you're doing stuff like I do, or following the same kind of practices I do, is that your deities are more or less something that kind of call to you and kind of pick you more or less than you pick them. Hello, Professor.
I'm here about the new spell you wanted to teach me, Professor.
Good. Professor Fig indicated a certain urgency to you completing your defensive magic assignments. As such, you are to learn Incendio, the fire-making spell, handy for lighting torches, burning away spider webs, and, when necessary, defending against those who would wish to do us harm.
Lighting people on fire!
Versatile.
Quite. But before we get started,
Is that
I'd
what
like
you
to
mean,
complete
Professor?
A few tasks. You may be surprised by some of them. Astonishing how much students don't think their professors know. When you're finished, come and see me. Then we shall begin working on Incendio. You know where to find me once you've finished.
Let's be fair, Professor. You know what you're
Seems
doing.
Crossed Wands isn't as secret as it's believed to be.
That's literally... And sometimes you can use against those who wish us harm. You mean lighting people on fire, Professor? I mean... Hans, get the flaming wafer! Why, we have wands. Oh, right. Incendio!
Revelio.
Field guide. Haunted toilets.
Whee! Ah. Here I've come from the toilet bowl where she said I could swim, did you Praxia mole? As long as we're only one time per week, I can plunge the boys' lavatory, not for the
Accio. Reparo. Levioso.
It is containment charm, so I took my revenge to wreak havoc and harm.
Glad you can make it.
Levioso over there.
Woo!
Can I help you?
Sebastian
Yes.
told me to see you about a club.
If Sebastian vouches for you, that's all I need to know. I coordinate duels for crossed wands. A dueling club of sorts. I took invitation early, so you must have really impressed Sebastian.
That's nice to hear.
I'm flattered to hear that. Sebastian's not a bad duelist either.
Imagine it's quite something to see the two of you duel.
How does cross wands work exactly?
You show up, I match you with other duelists, and whoever is still standing in the end wins.
Yep.
It's our way of determining the school's greatest duelist once and for all. And to liven things up, the winner is awarded a prize. Interested?
Sure.
Of course. Dueling's an entertaining pastime.
I agree. Besides, in crossed ones, you can duel with a partner if you like. Your first time I'll pair you with Sebastian. Next time, you'll need to bring a partner along, or duel alone. So, care to step into the ring?
I'm ready.
In the ring.
Spectacular! Let the fireworks begin!
We'll make you regret signing up.
I doubt it.
Protego!
Never got better than that!
Leviosa!
Act like a winner.
There goes my way. Come on!
Leviosa! Protego!
Give him what's for.
Leviosa!
I'm the one.
Leviosa! Leviosa!
Don't shy away now.
That's all you've got? Leviosa!
Perhaps one day I'll sign up for a round.
Nice work.
That was
Nothing
close.
wrong about you. There's strong competition ahead, but keep this up and you could be the next school champion.
Brilliant. Count me in.
I shall. In fact, the second duel is ready when you are. And as a fully initiated member, you now have access to the official Crossed Wands training dummy. Very good way to master spell combinations. Come and see me, and I'll set it up. Again, congratulations on your first Crossed Wands victory. Well fought. Hope to see you back here again.
Indeed. But yeah, hopefully my babbling earlier has not like scared away all of all of our viewers. But hey, you know, that's kind of the point of explaining that
Hello, Lucan. May I use the training dummy?
Of course. I'll fetch it and give you a list of combinations to practice. Ready to have a try now?
absolutely.
That would be wonderful.
Be sure to cast all your spells before the dummy lands. If you need to stop practicing before you finish all of them, let me know.
Accio!
Excellent fall.
Leviosa!
Boom.
Good one.
Leviosa!
Oh, come on.
Leviosa!
1, 2, 3.
Accio!
Nicely done. I'd say that's enough practice. You looked good out there.
Thank you, Lucan.
I say better to discover one's weaknesses during practice than during a duel. You'll be a fearsome challenger now.
Hello, Lucan. Is the next round of Crossed Wands all set?
Why, yes it is. I've got a great match lined up. Ready for another round?
Absolutely.
I'm ready. Let's do it.
Brilliant. Are you dueling with a partner?
Not side.
Yes, Natty.
Then let's get to it. Ready to get thrashed? Apologies in advance.
This is gonna be fun. Right.
Accio! Leviosa!
You're better than that!
Lumos.
Expelliarmus!
Accio!
That's all you've got?
Leviosa!
Descendo!
There goes my way.
Accio! Accio!
Find the
Leviosa!
one.
Leviosa!
Got it.
Some big hits that round.
Bravo!
I gave it my all.
You did indeed. The other duelists have already taken notice of you, but after that last round, they'll really have it in for you.
Oh no.
Keep practicing if you want a chance at winning, or at least surviving the next round. I'll let you know when you're ready. Hope to see you then. The next round is for all the gobstones, so to speak.
Now back to Professor Hecate. Well, Professor Hecate, I should say.
You can't imagine how inconvenient travel was before I invented blue powder.
I trust Mr. Brattleby was able to...
I finished all of the tasks you gave me, Professor Hecate.
Glad to hear it.
Aha.
Then you should be ready to learn Incendio.
Should be, Professor.
Yes. I'm sorry to say, I visited enough careless colleagues at St. Mungo's to assure you that fire is a fickle servant. Your spellcasting has impressed me thus far, but please maintain focus.
I don't want you to catch fire.
With your rose aflame. Let us begin. And remember, focus on the proper wand movement. Concentrate and keep your wand steady.
Incendio. Is it bad that these are all like charms that the main three learned in early school?
Good work. Feel free to practice in the classroom before you go. I've set up a few targets for you.
Incendio.
Getting it. Keep at it. And do try not to incinerate yourself.
Do try not to light yourself on fire.
This is certainly cathartic, isn't it?
It certainly can be, Professor. Oh, a new side quest. What is this about?
Spare a moment? I could use your help.
Sure.
You wanted to speak with me?
I did. Hello, I'm Duncan Hobhouse. Pleasure to meet you. I've heard all about you, of course, confronting trolls and dragons.
I've had some good
It
luck.
must seem that way. I'm not sure it's justified. It's often been a matter of circumstance.
I'm going to presume your reputation is in fact warranted, in which case, you are precisely the person I need. You see, we were learning to repel boggarts in Professor Hecate's class, and, well, mine unfortunately took the shape of a puffskein.
What's to be scared of?
They're adorable. Why would you be afraid of a puffskein?
They seem adorable until one sticks its tongue up your nose. Regardless of how reasonable I believe my fear of puffskeins to be, I'm beginning to get a reputation as a coward. Some have even taken to calling me Puffskein Dunkeen.
Welcome to school, kids.
I'm sorry, but you have to admit that's rather clever.
I do not have to admit that. Everett said the same thing. Anyway, to make matters worse, I stupidly blurted out that I must be braver than people think, since I have been in the hidden herbology corridor.
The hidden herbology corridor?
Yes. Rumour has it that the herbology professor before Professor Garlic kept dangerous plants there. It's supposedly so overrun now that no one dares enter it anymore. I was hoping you could go there and bring back evidence that I could use to show that, well, I'd gone in. Say a bit of an exceptionally dangerous plant of some kind.
I'll see what I can do.
Very well. If I'm in the area, perhaps I shall take a look.
Grand. I'd very much appreciate it. Come and find me if you get the proof. I shall be forever in your debt.
Ah, yes.
Hidden herbology corridor. Sounds intriguing.
Indeed.
Hogsmeade's no London.
Wrong way. That's
Revelio.
that piece of armor. This set of armor belonged to Sir Skagglethorpe the Headless, who unwisely challenged a mountain troll to a game of musical chairs. What the frick? I mean, would it really be headless if his head got crushed in? Bears!
Incendio.
These dry vines are one spark away from becoming kindling. This must be the entrance to the hidden herbology corridor. Devil's Snare seems to thrive in darkness. Perhaps it doesn't care for light.
Indeed, it does not. Well, I think we all know where Dumbledore got the Devil Snare from. Just had to go to the basement.
Incendio. Lumos. Incendio.
Grab some chest. Ow. My knees!
Lumos. Incendio.
Seems the Devil's Snare was protecting a chest of some kind.
Incendio. Lumos. Incendio. Protego. Lumos. Incendio. Lumos. Incendio. Lumos.
I imagine a piece of that enormous venomous tentacula would be enough for Duncan to prove his bravery.
Incendio. Lumos. Incendio. Lumos.
Any other little secrets down here, I wonder? Nope. Alright then. Well, hi, venomous plants.
Revelio. Incendio.
I'll take that.
Showing off with a model.
Showing off as a muggle trait. You won't see that in the wizarding world. Oh, yes you will.
Have you found anything to, prove?
Hello, Duncan. I have the proof you wanted.
That's one leaf. Must have been a giant venomous tentacula. It's even more than I expected. I knew you were the one to ask. I appreciate you getting it for me.
Happy to help.
Of course. I hope this helps you prove yourself.
This is sure to put an end to Puffskein Dunkeen for good when I show everyone in the common room tonight. This'll show Everett how ridiculous that nickname was. Thank you again, and have a good day. I know I will. Thank you for all of your help. No more Puffskein Dunkeen for me.
Ah. Here we go.
Ah, there you are.
Hello, sir. You'll be pleased to know that I worked on my defensive magic with Professor Heckett.
I can light
hear.
people on fire
She tells
now.
me you've taken rather well to your new wand. You must continue to work with her and your other professors to improve your skills. That said,
I hope that
I
gets
don't
fixed
wish
in
to
a
postpone our
patch.
visit to the library any longer. So, shall we proceed?
Fig, I have work for you. Come.
Headmaster, I'm with a student and my schedule
Your
is...
schedule will wait indefinitely, as will your student. I would think that after all the trouble you caused me with Osric, you'd be eager to make amends. My office, 5 minutes.
Jeez, Headmaster, you are a jerk.
That man is exasperating. Unfortunately, our trip to the restricted section will have to wait a bit longer.
But, Professor...
We have no choice. It would be unwise to provoke our illustrious headmaster further. I shall find you when I've completed whatever toils I must endure.
Who wants to bet that the headmaster is on the bad guy's side? Anyway, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Economics rant aside. Thanks for watching, everyone, and I'll see you next time. Stay safe, my friends.